give you my story. There is someone who tried to tempt me the other day. Who tried to tempt me the other day by sending me a very funny message, okay? And I just laughed. Now, nikasema, hii yote nitabia Isaac. The challenges I'm going through. Okay, listen to this. Yes. This person called me by name. Yes. All right, by name. Listen to this message. From management. Dear Bramwell, all house payment is due in a few days. We have substituted our payment method, all right, to, and they mentioned the bank. Pay bill number, they gave me the pay bill number, 400, 200. Account number, they gave me the account, all right? So what did I do? I decided to call my landlord. Akaniambia hapana. That is a scammer. All right? We have not changed anything. And then, kidogo kidogo, another message comes in. All right?
Yes.
Do you want to pay 7,300 to Tech Traders account number MultiChoice Kenya? Enter ABSA PIN. This was not just a message. This was a prompt.
Exactly.
I received.
Yes.
It is a prompt. Yani mimi ni kuweka PIN.
Yes.
And the transaction is complete. All right?
Yes.
But Magero, this is exactly why I'm excited to have you this morning. So what are the most common fraud trends in Kenya today as you're talking?
Thanks, Bramwell. And just to recap on the incidents that you're highlighting.
Yes.
Early this year, a research was done about the fraud status in Kenya. Mm-hmm. And it was established that 86% of Kenyans had been targeted or received such notifications.
Yes.
Yes, so 86%.
86%.
Yes. And that highlights the level of fraud attempts that we have. And this is not just a Kenyan matter. This is a global issue.
Yes.
And just to paint the picture from where you started. Mm-hmm. So 25 years ago, someone had an idea to designate 1 week where he can highlight fraud awareness.
Okay.
Then the rest thought this was a good idea. 25 years later, it is a great movement with a global outreach.
Okay.
So international fraud awareness, it is an initiative, okay, that encourages businesses and organizations to spread fraud awareness through prevention and deterrence. And it reminds individuals about importance of fraud awareness. Okay. And if you look at the pillars of fraud risk management, we have the prevention, detection, and response. The most critical one is prevention. You don't want to detect or to respond, is to prevent. Okay. And under prevention, the most critical is awareness or customer education, of which you are undertaking. Yeah. So customer education is a very critical pillar in that. And that's why I normally like highlighting technology prevents, but awareness seals the deal.
All right.
So awareness is critical, and I'm happy that you have given us this opportunity so that we are able to highlight that. And now, Bramwell, just looking at the second bit that you have highlighted, the trend of fraud in Kenya and globally. Last week, we were having a conversation with one of our customers who have been with us for the last 1 or 7 years that we have been existing in Kenya. Okay. So the customer has been with us since some 3 or 4 decades ago. So this customer was giving us a very nice story that during their time, banking was very traditional. You could come in the morning with your bank template. That was a book that you could write your debits and credits. When the bank is opened, you will slip in the bank template. And it was a full day engagement. You had to wait until maybe in the afternoon is when you will make that single withdrawal or transaction, and then you go. So banking has evolved to the current model where banking is done at the comfort of your seat, at home, in the office, and as such, we are in the digital space. And as we have moved in the digital space, unfortunately, fraudsters have also moved with us.
Exactly.
So where there is money, there is fraud risk.
Exactly.
Yes, so as we move into the digital space, fraudsters have also moved into that. And that's why the bigger conversation about cyber fraud, typically implying that this is a fraud that is committed through the digital channels. And so in the current model, largely fraud through the digital space or the cyber fraud that you are talking to, the key modus operandi or method of operation is through what we refer as social engineering.
Okay.
Yes. And our listeners should not be worried of the word social engineering. There is no mechanical engineering to it. It is social engineering is just manipulative ways.
Okay.
And others would say distraction and then misdirection. So fraud actors would distract their target. Once they have distracted, then they misdirect.
Okay.
The instances you have been highlighting through the SMSs that you received is typically about that. They distract you about your rent.
Yeah.
And now they misdirect you that you need to pay it through this new. Yes. So basically that's their method of operation. And Bramwell, if you refer, when can we relate when the social engineering started? When we were having a conversation with my team, one of my team members gave a very interesting story. He told us that he can relate social engineering started in the biblical time, and I asked why. He said, if you recall the story of Jacob, Esau, Rebecca, and my namesake Isaac, you can relate to that, yeah? It's manipulative.
Exactly.
For a particular gain. So it is a practice that has evolved over time. And currently, it is exhibited in different ways. We have the vishing. Vishing is where the fraud actors now will try to manipulate the target through voice calls.
Okay.
And that one, out of the 86% that we mentioned, 46% fall in that category, where you receive calls. Then we have the smishing. Smishing is the social engineering through the SMS alerts. Again, you received an SMS alert. Good number of our listeners and the Kenyan public do receive SMSs. Then there is phishing. Phishing is basically through email links, which will prompt you to click a particular link. And through that link, which could be purported to be for a particular brand or a particular organization, then the target would either be taken to a particular page where he will key in his personal information, which will be compromised, leading to takeover of his banking wallet or account. Alternatively, we are in the sophisticated world where some of those links that are shared, they have malwares. So you click that link, you unfortunately install a malware into your gadget. So we end up with what we refer to as phone mirroring. So as you are viewing your phone, the fraud act on the other side, they are able to see whatever you are viewing.
Okay.
Yes, because you have installed a malicious malware into your device, and now they are able to see all the conversation you're having, the alerts, all your passwords. So through that, they're able to do that. And last but not least, we also have the phishing, which is through the QR codes. So you could be prompted to scan a QR code, and which will now lead to you being compromised. And largely, Bramwell fraud actors exploit on emotions and not ignorance.
Okay.
Fraud actors exploit on emotions.
Emotions.
So it's not about how smart you are, but how deceptive the fraud actors are. We have seen tech-savvy guys being duped, social engineered, leading to losses. IT experts.
Exactly.
I know you made a funny joke. Yes. So, and including the young generation that we believe they are more
Tech
savvy
yes.
and always with the gadgets. So, social engineering is not discriminatory with respect to age, gender, or even education. It's about emotions, how manipulative the actors can be. And so they play around three areas. One, your trust.
Okay.
Secondly, urgency. And third, they create fear or panic.
Okay.
And if we just refer to the message that you're highlighting at the beginning of the show, you see all these three relate to that, where they're creating urgency that we have changed. Okay?
Yes.
And there is fear to it. If you don't pay rent, what will happen?
Exactly.
You'll be kicked out. And now they want to use your trust.
Yes.
Remember, they have addressed you. Yeah? You'll feel that now this is somebody that I already know. Yes. So they'll largely use all the three just to manipulate the target. So there is a criminologist, Akia Skuo, who wrote an article about emotions speak louder than words. And largely this is where the fraud actors believe, because emotions prompt actions. And fraud actors know that what they want from your side is an action. Not words.
Yeah.
And they've gone to the extent of reverse social engineering. Reverse social engineering is where now they will prompt you now to call them back. Tunakata hii miti ya stima. Now, you will feel that need. Yes. So it is you who will call them. So it's still social engineering, but it's just now they are prompting you to call you back. Yeah.
And I like the way you are bringing it out, Isaac, because the moment you actually mentioned how these fraudsters exploit emotions, I was just about to ask, why is it that these fraudsters increasingly rely on psychological manipulation? All right? They're always targeting psychological manipulation first. Why is it their entrance? For example, level?
Yes, Bramwell has highlighted psychology or emotions. It is the way that they will capture your actions.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if once they identified your emotions, they can easily now play around that.
Okay.
So they'll know the level of panic and to what extent they will push. Okay. And if you are ish, these guys are very consistent. Yeah. They'll call, they'll send, they'll use all. And they have, and this is a syndicate. They'll have kind of a boiler room. You can be called by 3 different people.
Exactly.
Yes. And they create a scenario such that even when they are calling you, purporting to be from a particular organization, you will hear some background noise, phone ringing, some people chatting. You might feel indeed it's from a particular organization. Yeah. But the whole thing is just now to switch or to take over, manipulate your mind. Yes. So basically that is the entry point.
All right.
Yes.
And I like the way you've put it. Let me go back to the pillars you've mentioned, the prevention pillar number 1. And these fraudsters target both individuals and institutions, all right? So what is the bank doing to keep their assets safe? Because we've seen some banks, some institutions have fallen culprit to this. What are they doing, for example, the banking sector?
Yes, and Bramwell, you are spot on. This is a key ask that banks are mandated to do, both from the CBK requirement and even if you look at their policies and applicable standards. So if we look at ABSA and we look at that first pillar, the prevention, fraud awareness is not just an activity that I would say that we are conducting during this particular International Fraud Awareness Week. Mm-hmm. It is an activity that we have carried out from January to date. All right. Where this moment is just the climax of our engagement with the customers. Mm-hmm. So we have several SMSs that we do send out to customers. Mm-hmm. We have emails that we do send out to customers. We have webinars that we do arrange. Mm-hmm. And for some of our clientele that we visit them either as a club or individually, our agents and our staff still highlight those fraud tips to them. Mm-hmm. Then we also, on our website, so when you go to our website and there is a prevent fraud, when you click to that button, you'll be taken through a screen with very rich material about fraud prevention. Right. From all aspects, be it card, be it identity card, mm-hmm. to what we've been talking about, the social engineering. Mm-hmm. If you elevate the conversation higher, at KBA, that is Kenya Bankers Association, mm-hmm. which we are, ABSA is a member of, yeah. This has been an ongoing conversation that we do, and you might have heard of Kaa Chonjo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a key anthem. Mm-hmm. We have to be alert, yeah. Kaa Chonjo. So it is a campaign that we always run throughout the year, mm-hmm. and during this month it's just elevating the conversation. Okay. So apart from that, the awareness, which is critical, the bank also invests in technological advancements. Mm-hmm. So the bank will invest in controls like device binding, mm-hmm. or authentication, such that when you are using our mobile app, yeah, you'll enroll that particular device that you are using. Okay. So when there is any attempt of logging from another device, mm-hmm. then you'll get a notification from your primary device as you enrolled that there is an attempt to log in from a particular device. Okay. Yes, so it will give you an opportunity to accept or not. Mm-hmm. Because it could be Bramwell who is using the laptop, mm-hmm. rather than the phone that he registered. Exactly. So we'll give you that opportunity. But however, if it's a fraud that's trying that, you'll block it, mm-hmm. and referring to what you say, you'll have to report it to the bank. Okay. Then there is the adoption of analytics and machine learning tools just to pick out some of fraud trends, mm-hmm. so that the monitoring aspect, the fraud team that handles that, you are able to cope with the risk and respond appropriately. Mm-hmm. And there are also product-specific controls. Yeah. So different products we offer to our customers, we have different products embedded to it. Mm-hmm. So logging in, there is the username you have to put in, you have to get the password, you have to get the one-time password, OTP. Mm-hmm. So we have various controls that bank like ABSA we have invested in, mm-hmm. just to ensure that we refine the customer. Right,
and that is the banks. You know, Bwana Isaac, in cybersecurity language, there is a saying that is said that smart hackers target individuals, while amateur hackers target institutions like banks and other institutions. There is that particular saying. Now, in regards to that, Bwana Isaac, what are the most crucial steps that an individual must take immediately if they suspect that they have been targeted by a scam or see an unauthorized transaction?
Yes, Bramwell. Yeah. And the first and most important, mm-hmm. is when you are targeted, be it successful or not, mm-hmm. you need to report it to your bank. Okay. You need to report it to your bank. And Bramwell, when you are reporting to your bank, you need to be extremely honest. Mm-hmm. I'll refer to this. This is an engagement with your doctor. Mm-hmm. So if you don't tell your doctor what you're suffering from, the doctor might fail to give you the proper prescription. Yeah. So you need, at times it could be shameful based on the level that you perceive you are, educated or tech savvy, but you need to tell the bank exactly what transpired. Okay. By leaving out some information, the bank may fail to fully protect you. Mm-hmm. So we encourage our customers and the listeners that whenever you receive any attempt, you need to report it to your bank. So the bank will do a proper assessment of that particular attempt, then will advise you. Secondly, you need to change your credentials. That is a healthy practice. So since you have been attempted, you don't know how much this particular individual is, you change your credentials. Okay. If it's your username, you just log in, you change, or you can visit your bank, you change, and your password, anytime, be it PIN, you just change that. Okay. It's a very good practice. Number 3, you should not delete the correspondences that you have received. Okay. Remember, that's the critical point that will feed into our investigation. Yes. So if it is a link, we'll need to see that link and conduct forensic investigation to it so that we are able to see what is behind and see if we are able to track the perpetrators. Okay. But if you have deleted, now you'll be trying to explain without full information about particular that. Okay. And if it was through the voice, the information that you have obtained is critical. Try as much as possible to share all. If by good luck you had recorded that, you share with that. If it's an SMS, you share with that.
I like that because these are some of the things that we do, assuming that I am safe. So you just delete and ignore, not knowing that you have just aided that fraudster. All right. When I report and come forward openly, I'll be helping you guys like Isaac to actually improve in terms of security. And talking about individuals, Bwana Isaac, right now there is a lot of technological advancement and most of the things have moved online. And given the rise in the online banking and mobile transactions, what are the biggest mistakes people make when protecting their digital financing endeavors?
Bramwell, you are spot on. So as customers, there's a mistake that unknowingly we do, and we think that we have now cushioned ourselves against fraud. Number 1, ignoring those suspicious calls. Yeah, you have received a call and you assume, not knowing what more information could these fraud actors be having.
True.
Yes. Yeah. So you should not assume those calls. Engage your appropriate stakeholders. Okay. You gave a good example. You contacted your landlord. Yeah. Yes. If it's about banking, you need to contact your bank. So you should not ignore any suspicious call or prompt that you receive. Yeah. And you delete, you think now you are safe. No. Okay. You need to report to your stakeholders. Number 2, weak passwords. I know this is one of our weakness as human beings. We want passwords we can easily memorize.
Remember. Exactly.
And a story is told of about a child who was having the mom's phone. He tried to key in the PIN. It was not adding up, so he asked mom. He knew the birth year. He tried, it was adding up. He asked the mom, so when is your anniversary? So mom felt the child is interested about the anniversary. Yes. So she shared. So the child used the anniversary and he was able to access the banking on the phone. So we like using those very predictable. Yeah. And so it make easier for fraudsters. Remember, fraudsters, these are our brothers and sisters who live in our community.
That is very true. Yes.
They are not from moon. These are our brothers and sisters. Yeah. And in the digital space you're talking about, they have seen our trends on social media and on all footprints that we have left. So they can easily create a full profile about us. Yeah. And as such, some of those information that we use like PIN and are very predictable, it becomes so easier for fraudsters.
That is true.
Number 2, we need to avoid sharing credentials and writing out the credentials, being your password. You write on a paper, you leave it. Try to memorize and make it complex, okay? We should avoid registering our email on unverified sites.
Okay.
So we log into sites, there are prompts, we register, you have not verified, and it requires to autofill. And you click, you are registering, you are sharing your information to a party that you are not aware of. So that is one of the mistakes that customers and listeners would follow into that.
And you see, these are the things that we actually either ignore or do hurriedly, all right? You log into a website, you key in your email, and then somehow they ask you to save, okay? Not knowing that they're going to use your data somewhere to actually get what they want, all right? And by the way, Isaac, in as far as fraud and what you've explained is concerned, I'm realizing that we are the ones giving these information willingly or unwillingly at some point.
Bramwell, if you go back to the when we started the show,
yeah,
I told you our primary control is awareness.
Exactly.
It is the customers who have the control. So the entry point is the customer. So the customer, knowingly or unknowingly, we could share the information.
Yeah. Clicking
the links. We are in a public space. We use Wi-Fi's that we are not sure. We got into cyber. You log in. Maybe you want to perform a transaction. You don't log out.
Yeah.
You leave the session active.
Yeah.
Okay? And what you have just highlighted, it prompts you to save your credentials on that particular desktop, which is at a cyber. So you have no control over that. Yeah. You have disclosed all your information to third parties. Yeah. And you don't know who is next will use that. So it becomes critical that even as the bank reinforces controls, the primary control is the customer. And information is a tool. But for it to be effective, it has to be news.
It has to be news. I like what you said, and that is why you are saying technology prevents, but awareness seals the deal. I liked that. I want us to take a very short break, but Isaac, when we come back, there is a very interesting question from one of my listener, Leah. She wants to know about online purchasing, and you'll be responding to that when we come back. If you have more questions, there's a or on Facebook page.
This is Radio Waumini 88.3 FM. 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 This is Radio Waumini 88.3 FM.
Facebook page Radio Mini 88.3 FM. Remember, we are privileged to have Isack Magero, the acting head of fraud at ABSA Bank Kenya, who is helping us understand the evolving fraud landscape and shedding more light on the emerging trends and how the tactics you can use to prevent yourself. But Isack, I promise that when you come back, you're going to be answering Leah this question. And she says, good morning, Bramwell and Isack. Can Isack please discuss the specific risks online purchasers should be aware of?
Thank you, Leah, for the question. And Bramwell, we are in Black November.
Yeah.
The period where we have heightened sales, promotions, and as such, just as the saying goes, where there's money, there's fraud risk. And so, as a customer, when you want to buy through the online, the first and most important, you need to verify the source or the vendor that you are buying from. So we could have sites that would mimic a similar name to the established brands.
Yeah.
They will just interchange one or two characters, okay? And so when you are going to search for that, if it is on website, you need to be very keen, yeah? And if it is a prompt that you are receiving, you should be very keen and verify that source, possibly independently. And even if you are going to search just on website, you need to be very keen on which site are you looking for. And try to understand what are they dealing with. All of a sudden, you will realize that we have some of the prompts that have very ridiculous offers, okay?
Yeah.
You've heard where even cement is going for 300 shillings.
Exactly. And you want...
Very ridiculous.
Yeah.
And even if we are in Black November, we need to ask ourselves, we need to pause. Anything that is urgent, okay?
Yeah.
And it creates panic, that you need to pay this before this time or else you lose. It is a moment to reflect, and look at the information they are requesting, okay? So you need to evaluate that, and then as you are paying, as an institution like ABSA, we have invested with what we refer to as authentication, that is 3D authentication, such that when you are paying via the card through some of these sites, you will receive a one-time password to authenticate that particular transaction. Okay? But some of the websites or some of those merchants have not invested in that technology, and as such, you might not receive that. So we need to, first of all, also check some of the sites that you are visiting. Is it a secure site? And all those protocols that you need to look at.
Okay.
Yes.
And still in that, Bwana Isack, are there basic principles when it comes to long-term vigilance and personal security in banking?
Yes. Brian, as a bank, this is an area that we keep investing. And as I was walking through the journey of our customer, one of our senior citizens who spoke about his banking experience in early 80s. In the current model, we have invested in advanced analytics to help in detecting some of the anomalies. Even as we support the customers, as a bank, we also invest in analytics to help and flag some of the suspicious trends. And this will include even the behavioral biometrics, such that is the next frontier, such that we'll be able now to not only detect that this is the device that you are using, but Bramwell, this is his typing speed. Such that when you type, when somebody has your gadget and is typing at a particular slow, then it will be flagged. So that is the next frontier that the bank is investing in. The other one is even how the device is held. Yeah. So we are in machine learning and artificial intelligence era, such that we'll also be able to pick this particular gadget is normally held in particular direction.
Yeah.
And now it's held in a particular direction. That's anomaly. So that is where the bank is investing into artificial intelligence so that you are able now to pick some of those. Number 2 is on the risk-based authentication, investing in attributes like geolocation. The next frontier, such that we are able now to flag that Bramwell transacts along Thika Road at Radio Umini. Yeah, and normally it is between 7 to 10.
Okay.
So if there is a transaction being generated from Malindi, then you'll say, no, this is not Bramwell.
Okay.
There, maybe the credential, you have been compromised, but the location where the originating does not match your particular trend. And then there is a continuous authentication, rather than just checking that once you have logged in, you have been authenticated, you are good to go. Each particular transaction is evaluated based on risk and apportioned equivalent authentication based on the risk of that particular activity. Yes.
And I can see, indeed, as ABSA Bank, you are actually, it's like you are moving ahead of the fraudsters, okay, based on what we've just explained. And now that these fraudsters are exploiting emotions, Bona Isaac, how can these consumers and businesses stay ahead of fraudsters as well, in terms of mindset shift that is needed?
It's a very good question, Bramwell, and I agree. We need a mind shift, okay. And I'll give an example, a very unfortunate case that was reported to Kenya bankers.
Yeah,
and it speaks to what you are raising, where there is kind of secrecy. We don't share information.
Exactly.
So there is this particular family of 4. That was targeted, and first it was the husband who was defrauded. He thought this is shameful. I cannot tell my family. He kept quiet. The second, it was the son. Again, he was social engineered. He lost money. Then the daughter. And remember, they had achieved to intrude this through just one family member. And they were able now to social engineer individually. So at the time the mother was hit, so the mother cried out, I've been defrauded.
Yeah.
Then the whole family said, even me, I was defrauded last week, or it was defrauded the other month. Okay?
Yeah.
You can imagine now if the first person who had defrauded had shouted at the family level, then the other 3 will not have lost the money.
Exactly.
So we need that shift. Shift, first of all, to have the conversation. There is nothing shameful to talk about fraud. And that's why even we are appreciative for this particular session, Bramwell, because normally you'll not find this conversation just being easy. But it has to take courage for people like you to have us here and to discuss this. So our customers now and our viewers and listeners, we also have to change that. We have to talk about fraud. We have to invest in information. We have to read about information. There's a lot of information being generated from good sources. I've talked about the information that ABSA is generating, SMSs, email, our website. Customers, we need to invest into that. We have the technology. We need, when we visit those digital gadgets, take time to read what is happening at the global stage. We've heard about the data breach in US and other countries. You need to read what does it relate and where this information being exposed, such that you know how you do not expose your information.
Okay.
And then bring the conversation home. It's a healthy conversation when you are seated with your kids as part of engagement. And I was listening to the conversation yesterday when we were talking about the financial management to the young kids.
Exactly.
you need now to elevate that
Yeah.
and even introduce fraud engagement to kids. And you tell them about how social engineering works and how they can prevent themselves against that.
Okay.
Yes, Bangman.
Well said. In a minute, when Isaac, as we are winding up, as you are giving your parting shot, maybe as these fraudsters continue evolving, what do you see as the biggest threat in the coming years as you are concluding?
So, Bramwell, fraud is an ever-evolving.
Yeah.
And as we innovate ways, fraudsters are not sleeping. And it is said in some quarters, fraudsters tend to be fast pickers of the new technologies.
Exactly.
So, one, we have to keep trend to the changing environment, both at family level and even at business level institution. So we have to keep up to that. And ABSA is committed to safeguarding the digital journey of our customers. But the most important thing is the security of our customers.
Okay.
It is in their hands.
Well said.
Never share your PIN, never share your password, never share your OTP. If you receive those calls, just hang up. Remember, just like the biblical story, if you start talking at somebody who is at the door, eventually you'll open the door to him.
Definitely. You start negotiating.
Yes.
Open the
So the easy way is once they start asking those information,
Yes.
you just hang up. Yes. So we provide the tools, but our customers have to put these tools, the information, into use. If you have the tools and you don't put into use, then it will be of no value.
All right, of no value. And lastly, as we are winding up, I believe it is good to respond to this question by from Leah again, Anauliza, how is AI impacting cybercrime? That's what she wants to know. Artificial intelligence and cybercrime.
So that's a good story from Leah. Yes. And Bramwell, advancement in technology brings a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And we cannot live in the 80s and into the 90s. Yeah. We need to do things in the current world. We need to do banking within our space. And it's unfortunate that we also have the bad side of AI, the abusive AI. And we realize that some of the softwares are easily sold in the black market.
Exactly.
We have information. Hackers get information and then they start selling them into the dark web. Okay? So yes, we have the dark side of AI, but if we keep learning on what is happening, keep trend, then we'll be in a better space.
Exactly.
We cannot say that once this is our climax, once we have reached at this point, we are good to go. No, we'll keep coming up with new solutions. And looking at CBK was talking about how new APIs are being generated, almost 1,000 in a year. So you can imagine if you stagnate at particular level, that this is our level of security, and new products are coming, new integration with other stakeholders are coming up, then we'll not be able to see those risks.
Exactly. Bwana Isaac, pleasure having you this morning. Thank you. Looking forward to having you again, God willing, so that we can continue educating listeners in terms of fraud. Asante sana.
Thanks so much, Bramwell.
All right. My dear listener, we take a short break.
This is